Friday night, finally. The week had felt endless, each day dragging on with tests, assignments, and the usual chaos of high school. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the air was crisp and filled with the distant sounds of laughter and music from other teens enjoying their freedom. I could almost taste the weekend, and it felt like a reward I'd been waiting for all month. I was ready to collapse after a long week of school. My feet ached from running between classes, and my mind was still buzzing with leftover math problems and history dates. All I wanted was to drop my bag, kick off my shoes and melt into the couch for a few hours of mindless scrolling, or maybe a nap. The date, December 4th, 2025. The city was already sparkling with holiday lights, and every window seemed to glow with anticipation for the season. I glanced at the calendar as I passed by the kitchen, noticing the big red circle I'd drawn weeks ago. My homework was done, my backpack abandoned in the corner like a forgotten relic. For once, I didn't have to worry about unfinished assignments or last-minute projects. The weekend stretched ahead, full of promise. I was about to drift off when a spark of memory jolted me awake. It was like a light bulb flickering on in my brain, snapping me out of my sleepy haze. Something important was tugging at the edge of my thoughts. Tomorrow, Ed's birthday. My cousin was turning 12. We'd been talking about it for weeks, planning every detail, from the decorations to the snacks. Ed was more like a little brother than a cousin, and I wanted his day to be perfect. How could I almost forget? We'd been planning for weeks, texting back and forth about what games to play and which movies to watch. The group chat was full of inside jokes and countdowns, and now, suddenly, the big day was almost here. Suddenly I was wide awake, excitement bubbling up inside me like a shaken soda. The tiredness vanished, replaced by a rush of anticipation. I could already picture Ed's face lighting up when he saw the surprise. I grabbed the gift I'd hidden in my closet, a bright blue bag, perfect for Ed. I'd spent hours picking it out, making sure it was just right. I tucked it under my arm, imagining the look of surprise and happiness when he opened it. Tomorrow was going to be a real family day. Movies under the stars, laughter echoing through the backyard, everyone together for once. We'd set up the projector and arranged chairs, planning to watch Ed's favorite superhero movie. The thought of everyone gathered, sharing popcorn and stories, made my heart feel full. I pictured Grandma Lucy sneaking snacks, her eyes twinkling as she tried to hide extra cookies in her purse when she thought no one was looking. She always claimed she was just making sure there were enough for everyone. But we all knew better. And Uncle Frank cracking jokes, his booming laugh carrying across the yard. He'd probably have a new story to tell, something wild and unbelievable that would have us all in stitches. The thought made me smile. I was ready for the adventure, for the chaos and the fun, for the memories we'd make together. It was more than just a birthday. It was a celebration of family, of being together, of making the most of every moment. Sleep could wait. Tomorrow was going to be amazing. I lay there, staring at the moonlit sky outside my window, my mind racing with possibilities. The best surprises, I realized, are the ones you get to share with the people you love most. I was too excited to sleep, so I turned on my old TV. Flipping channels, I landed on a Care Bears marathon, my childhood favorite. Watching Tenderheart and Cheer Bear felt like a warm hug. I grabbed my own plush Care Bears, Grumpy, Funshine and Cheer, and snuggled in. Their soft fur and the gentle cartoon music calmed me. The Care Bears' message was simple: care for each other. My eyelids grew heavy as the bears chased away storm clouds on screen. I hugged Cheer Bear close, drifting off to thoughts of family and fun. The last thing I saw was the colourful world of Care-a-Lot. Tomorrow's party was just a dream away. I woke to the smell of pancakes, not my alarm. The golden sunlight poured through my window, painting everything in a warm, honey glow. I stretched, feeling the excitement bubble up inside me. Today wasn't just any day. It was Ed's birthday, and the whole house seemed to know it. Sunlight streamed in, catching the colorful birthday streamers and balloons we'd hung up the night before. The backyard was already set for a celebration, with tables covered in bright cloths and chairs waiting for guests. Ed's birthday was finally here. I pulled on my favorite Rocky and Bullwinkle t-shirt, the one I'd saved just for this day. It was perfect for our movie marathon later, and wearing it made me feel like I was part of the adventure. I couldn't leave my Care Bears behind, so I tucked them under my arms. They'd been with me through every birthday, and today, they'd join the fun too. Their soft fur and cheerful faces made me smile. Downstairs, the kitchen buzzed with energy. Mom was flipping pancakes on the griddle, humming a tune, while Dad sipped his coffee and set out plates. The smell of syrup and butter filled the air, making my stomach rumble.
"Morning, sweetie," Mom called, her arms open for a hug. She looked extra happy today, her eyes sparkling with excitement for the party.
Ready for the big movie day, Emily? My best friend grinned at me from the porch, already wearing her own cartoon t-shirt. We'd been planning this for weeks.
"You bet," I replied, barely able to contain my excitement. Today was going to be epic. The doorbell rang, and suddenly the house was filled with voices and laughter. Aunt Sally, Uncle Frank, Grandma Lucy, Grandpa Mike, Ed, and Emma all piled in, arms full of gifts and smiles. The house filled with laughter and chaos as everyone greeted each other, sharing stories and hugs. The energy was contagious. Ed was grinning from ear to ear, his birthday excitement impossible to miss. He darted from person to person, soaking up all the attention. The party had already begun, even before breakfast was over. Balloons bounced in the breeze, and the backyard buzzed with happy chatter. Pancakes, family, and fun. What more could I want? We gathered around the picnic table, stacking pancakes high and drenching them in syrup, sharing stories and laughter as the morning sun warmed our faces. Today was off to the perfect start, and I knew it was only going to get better from here. With everyone I loved around me, and a day full of adventure ahead, I couldn't imagine a better way to celebrate.
The mission: get Ed to the movie theater on time.
Cool shirt. Ready to see them save the world? We piled into Uncle Frank's legendary van. Everyone squeezed in, even my Care Bears. Pop music played, Emma and I sang along, and Ed bounced in his seat. Grandpa Mike told stories, Grandma Lucy checked seatbelts. The van buzzed with chatter and laughter. The AMC Theaters sign came into view.
We have arrived. The movie adventure was about to begin. Family road trips are the best.
I settled in with my Care Bears and candy. The pre-show ads rolled. The excitement was real. Sodas for everyone. Even Grandpa Mike grabbed a hot dog. Uncle Frank waved the tickets like a flag, leading us to Theater 1. We claimed a whole row, arms full of treats. I picked chocolate raisins. Emma wanted Skittles. I got the biggest popcorn and my favorite gummies. We walked in, a big, bustling family group. Dad and Uncle Frank got tickets. Grandma Lucy led the snack mission.
Whoa! Finally, the Rocky and Bullwinkle theme played. The movie was starting. Our cartoon heroes leapt into the real world, battling villains and cracking jokes. We laughed at Bullwinkle's goofiness and cheered for Rocky. The villains were hilariously over the top.
Ha! Oh, Bullwinkle, you crack me up. Even Grandma Lucy giggled. Sharing the movie magic with my family was the best part. It was pure, silly joy.
That was great. Rocky is so cool when he flies. I can't believe how high he soared in that last scene. We were all on the edge of our seats, cheering and laughing together. It felt like we were right there with him, part of the adventure. The movie was even better than we expected, and we couldn't stop talking about it as soon as the credits rolled. We chatted about our favorite scenes as we left the theater. Everyone had a different moment they loved. Some liked the chase, others the funny parts. The excitement from the movie made us even more eager for what was coming next. Our voices overlapped as we tried to remember every detail, and we couldn't help but laugh at the silliest moments.
Time for Phase 2, Operation Birthday Cake. We huddled together, whispering our plan like secret agents. The mission: surprise Ed with the coolest cake ever. We could barely contain our excitement as we made our way to the next stop. We headed to the Sweet Spot Bakery next door. The bakery's windows were filled with bright decorations, and the door jingled as we walked in. It felt like stepping into a world made entirely of sugar and happiness. The smell of sugar and fresh bread was irresistible. It wrapped around us like a warm hug, making our mouths water instantly. We could smell hints of vanilla, chocolate, and something fruity in the air. It was impossible not to smile. The display cases were filled with colorful treats, but Ed's cake stole the show. There were cupcakes with rainbow sprinkles, cookies shaped like animals, and pastries dusted with powdered sugar. But right in the center was a cake that looked like it belonged in a video game.
Here it comes, Ed. Let's see your cake. We all crowded around as the box was opened, holding our breath for the big reveal. The baker revealed a blue cake with a video game controller in icing. Ed's eyes went wide. The cake was decorated with tiny edible buttons and even had Ed's name written in bright red icing. It was exactly what he'd hoped for, and maybe even better.
Whoa! That's awesome! Ed couldn't stop grinning, and we all cheered. It felt like the perfect start to his birthday celebration. Everyone wanted to take a picture with the cake before we even tasted it. Grandma Lucy treated us to cookies. Mine was a giant, warm chocolate chip. The chocolate was gooey and melted in my mouth. Some of us picked sugar cookies with colorful sprinkles, while others tried the bakery's famous cinnamon rolls. We sat outside sharing bites and stories, feeling like the luckiest kids in town. Cake and cookies in hand, we headed back to the van. The boxes felt heavy with deliciousness, and we couldn't wait to share everything with the rest of the party. We talked about which treat we'd eat first and who would get the biggest slice of cake. The final party was about to begin. With our arms full of sweets and our hearts full of excitement, we knew this birthday was going to be unforgettable.
We have reached the party zone. We unloaded, Dad carrying the cake, and entered the shiny lobby. The elevator was the best part. 10 people and 2 Care Bears squeezed in, laughing. Grandpa Mike made silly faces in the back. We counted the floors as we rose. Felt like a rocket ship. The doors opened on the 8th floor. We spilled into the hallway.
This way to birthday headquarters. Down the hall, Aunt Sally unlocked the door. We stepped into their cozy apartment, ready for the grand finale. The party energy was at its peak.
No peeking, birthday boy. Ed sat on the couch, a big present in front of him. The lights dimmed and we sang happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, dear Ed. Ed made a wish and blew out all 12 candles.
Okay, you can open it now. Ed tore into the wrapping. PlayStation 2.
No way, a PlayStation 2 for real?
For real? Happy birthday, kiddo. Ed hugged everyone, even my Care Bears. We ate cake, set up the console, and played together. It was the perfect end to a perfect birthday. Movies, family, and a dream come true.